Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV on PlayFrame, and welcome back to Ilmeg, the #1 place to get lost or drowned. Lovely place, just a little dangerous is all. By the way, I'm back to being a Dark Knight, and I've gotten myself a new look, or rather, a viewer of the show has gotten me a new look. One of the people who've been playing with us and our Dantalis group, character name Yotsusu, put together a lot of the pieces for this, just as a little gift, and it was real nice of him, and it feels real nice for our little warrior of darkness here. Great look. Now that we're not drowned by the, FFXIV, what's next? If only I hadn't been caught. Right. The Ulmorans are here. If it is indeed the Ulmoran army, we may soon have to contend with Ranjit again, which may prove problematic, even for you. He was pretty tough. Urianger is eager to press on with the hunt for the Fey relics. With our enemies fast approaching, time is of the essence. We must needs accomplish our mission with all possible haste. Of the 2 remaining bearers of the relics, the Nu Mou are the nearer. We shall seek them out next. Among the Fey folk, they bear the distinction of having abided in these lands since before the Flood. They are also the friendliest to men, and have served me faithfully whensoever I've called upon them. Indeed, they're the source of much of the knowledge I've acquired in my time here. The path leadeth past my dwellings. Let us away. Lead on. I'm excited to meet them. They sound much less dangerous and hostile than the denizens of Ilmeg we have met thus far. Which is a very low bar to clear, I admit, but I will take what I can get at this point. If they don't attempt to drown me within 5 minutes, they will be the nicest new folks I've met here. Past yonder cliff lieth Pla Inyi, home of the Nu Mou. The others have gone ahead to scout the way. Come, let us follow. Okie dokie. Do. Oh boy. Yeah, now that we have a better idea of what these are, there's much more foreboding environmental storytelling in play. Oh dear. Heck of a castle. Urianger, are we there yet? If the path striketh thee as precipitous, 'tis because it was once a mountain trail. For where the lake now lieth, there was a valley, in whose midst thrived the city of Verbert. 'Twas only when the FFXIV came in the wake of the flood that the settlement was drowned. We stand now upon its former outskirts, grazing lands where shepherds once tended their flocks. Though one cannot help but feel a pang of loss when faced with such a spectacle, one can scarcely blame the Fey folk for so altering the land. The blame for that lieth rightly with the Light, a force terrible enough to bring an entire civilization to its knees, an entire world. That it should have been allowed to rise up unchecked is the greater regret. Yet, in spite of all that tragedy which surroundeth me, full glad am I for the chance to be here. 'Twas these lands which brought together the warriors of darkness and Minfilia, lest thou forget. Therefore, even were there no 8th umbral calamity to forestall, it seemeth only right that I strive to deliver the first from its doom. Only right, I say, though such words ill convey the strength of my resolve. In truth, I can no more ignore the plight of this world than I can choose to stop breathing, and thus do I labor, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. The coming struggle promiseth to test us to our limits, but so long as we stand together, I doubt not but that we shall prevail. Aha! Mortals, just as we thought. Hast thou business with us? Business? Ha! Nothing so boring. We smelled you coming and thought we'd come to play. They do not appear to be pixies of Liederan. Mine apologies, but we are in some haste. Mayhap another day. Oh, in some haste are you? Then allow me to hasten you on your way. Oh boy. What happened? Teleportation magic. For a mercy, we were not sent far from our course. Should the pixies find us again, however, they will most assuredly repeat the trick. We have not the time to waste. Let us avail ourselves of an enchantment I've learned. Fey Cloak, 'tis called. A most ingenious magic, which rendereth one invisible to fey folk, albeit briefly. That sounds like it's going to be very helpful. So how does it work? I shall cast the enchantment upon thee. Under its aegis, thou art to make thy way past the pixies and rejoin our comrades. Know, however, that the enchantment shall suffice to veil thee and thee alone. Be not tempted to employ a mount, as it will only serve to give thy presence away. Oh no, I don't really have one out here yet anyway, so that's fine. I'll manage. I shall cast the— oh, you did it already, my mistake. I shall cast the enchantment upon thee once more. The effect is quick to fade, so thou must needs be swift. Alright, we got 2 minutes, let's go! Is sprinting allowed? Maybe we better test that now. Okay, yes it is. Good. Come out wherever you are! I don't know if it makes us invisible to enemies as well, but I'm not going to test it. What should we do when we find them? We send them flying! Please no. Should get there with time to spare. Can't imagine putting up with this for years while also trying to read. The pixies leave, disappointment writ on their faces. Almost there, I think. Excuse me, mushroom. Ah. Hey, you two. How do you sneak past the pranksters? We lost sight of you. Is everything all right? More or less. I assumed you were right behind us. What took you so long? Pixies. I see. Yes, I'd say that's a valid excuse for lateness. You are hereby forgiven. In other good news, the Nu Mou village lies just through here. We'll enter as soon as Urianger deigns to join us. Perfect. Ooh. Look at him. Hello. Mortals! Mortals are here! Lots of them! I thought you said the Nu Mou were men's best friends. The poor thing was beside itself with fear. 'Twas beside itself, perhaps, but not with fear. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you, to have so many mortals appear at once.
It's more excitement than we can bear.
Greetings, Elder Widenk. Tierney. It hath been a while. Pray, forgive my brevity, but time is against us. We are come to borrow the stone scepter of the Nu Mou.
The stone scepter? Then you mean to lift the seal over Liagir? That is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. If the king is set free, none here will be safe. Unlike our Fey cousins, we Nu Mou have called this land our home since time immemorial. Leaving is unthinkable. Thus did full many of us lay down our lives to seal away our king when they were corrupted by light. If we do as you ask, our sacrifice would have been in vain.
Don't worry, we'll defeat Titania. No one will come to harm, or just hand over the goddamn staff. I can imagine if Durman were a less patient sort, after everything he's dealt with out here, he would be much more brusque, but Titania will be defeated, and more importantly, no one will come to harm. Both things.
Easily said for one who hasn't experienced the king's wrath.
Honored Elder, pray believe me when I say that this man is possessed not only of the strength required to vanquish the king, but of something still more valuable, a means to resist the resultant corruption. Indeed, he hath already laid low the Light Warden of Lakeland, all without succumbing to the influence of its light. He is yet a stranger to this land, 'tis true, but he harboureth the self-same desire to see the Sin-Eaters eliminated as we do. Wilt thou not lend us thy hand, that we might see thy beloved home restored to its former glory?
You have always done right by us, Urianger. If you have placed your faith in this man, then so shall we. As you say, we want nothing more than to be rid of the Sin-Eaters. Be that as it may, this is not a decision to be made lightly. We require time to deliberate. A turn of the moon, perhaps.
We don't have a turn of the moon, unless we want to debate this with the Ulmaran army. Elder, given all that is at stake, I cannot well expect thee simply to roll over and acquiesce to our request. But even now, a powerful foe draweth near, and I fear I must beseech thee to hasten thy deliberations, that thou mightst fetch us the scepter while there is yet time to use it.
Roll over? Fetch? You know full well that naught gives us greater pleasure than to render aid to men. You know full well, yet you speak the words of power regardless? It's unfair. Unfair, I tell you. In happier times, it was our honor to assist mortals in need and receive rewards befitting our deeds. Since the kingdom of Verbert fell, however, we've been starved of man's patronage. After so many years of deprivation, it is difficult to ignore such an earnest entreaty. Very well, Urianger. I promise to give you as swift an answer as I may. In return, I ask that you and yours remain here the while, and bestow upon us your patronage. Is this arrangement agreeable?
Works for me. I like him. These creatures will look very familiar to anyone who has played Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which is, I believe, where they first showed up. I think the only place they showed up. I don't know if they showed up in Final Fantasy XII later on, but they're great. Glad they're here. Widenk. Nice to meet you. Widenk sniffs at you expectantly.
You will offer your patronage to our people too, yes? Let's see. Perhaps you could begin with Marn O'Shea. They are one of our foremost artisans, once held in the highest esteem by the Knights of Verbert. With the Knights gone, however, Marn O'Shea has had no opportunity to put their skills to use. They would be overjoyed for your patronage. Noted. I will find them. And explore your lovely little village.
is so cute. Love the mushrooms. Weedlod.
What am I making? A traditional Nu Mou potion. Like most of our concoctions, the key ingredient is mushroom spores.
Sounds lovely. Is this a chair or a bowl? I can't tell, but I love it. I think they're chairs. Just want to talk to more of you.
You wish to ask me questions? I should be glad to tell you what I know. As for a fitting payment, yes, I ask that you listen to me.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm just a Nu Mou like any other. I offer my services to those in need in return for a fitting payment. Though if you ask the others, I'm terrible at setting prices. They say I ask for too little in return. To that, I say to each their own. As long as one is satisfied, then a fitting payment has been rendered. Don't you agree?
I do. What kind of place is this, besides delightful, obviously?
This cave is called Plainyi, and our people have called it home for generations. To the pixies, it's a dank and dark and dreary place, but this is precisely the way we Nu Mou like it. Lest you wonder, Plainyi is the name of a variety of mushroom that's central to our lives. We make our homes out of them and use their spores to prepare our magical concoctions. Alas, with the men of Verbert long departed, few come seeking our concoctions these days, leaving us starved of the patronage we crave. Such a trying time this is.
Y'all are fun. I don't think this is really probably what your voices sound like, but it's stuck now. I refuse to change. Though the Nu Mou may appear placid and amicable, be fairly warned that they live by uncompromising codes. Codes such as that which saith the payment must precisely befit the service. Be it an item or a task, have care thou givest neither more nor less than what is requested. I'll try. Thanks for the warning. Just gonna make myself at home with this here. Cool, okay. Marnoshe, can I help you with anything?
1,182, 1,183, 1,184. Wait, did I already count that leaf?
Beg your pardon.
What? What? Wait, you're mortal? Huzzah, huzzah! Well met. Yes, very well met indeed. Have you old and tired arms and armor that are threatening to fall apart at critical junctures in battle? If you answered yes, you've come to the right Nu Mou. I'll restore your equipment to pristine condition for a payment of a pair of moss fungus legs. Moss fungi roam just outside the cave. Please, please, please give their legs and your patronage to me.
You got it. I wasn't meaning to go full droopy dog with you guys out here, but it's increasingly happening. Grab that in a minute. Minfilia, how are your efforts going? What do I need to help with? I love them. Might as well get acquainted with this as well. Nah, I'm good. Okay. Let's go find some moss fungi legs. There we go. Our old Final Fantasy XI buddies. Boy, I fought a lot of y'all back in the day. And died to a lot of y'all back in the day. As was the tradition at the time. Real easy to die in Final Fantasy XI. Or at least it sure was back in the day. Boy. Okay, that should be enough. Marn O'Shea, I'm back. With mushroom legs.
Ah, you are returned. And with the moss fungus legs, I hope. They're tools of my trade, lest you wonder. Used to polish metal and leather alike to a lustrous sheen. Now that I have work again, I must replenish my stores.
How many moss fungus legs will you give? 2 precisely as was requested.
Huzzah! 2 moss fungus legs as befits the work. Ah, to have neither more nor less expected of us than what we can provide. There is no greater joy. You see, for there to be honor in a task, we must receive precisely what it is worth. Too little means you belittle our ability. Too much means you question our integrity. You've given me a fitting payment, so my services are at your disposal. I shall begin by inspecting your equipment.
It is nice looking, isn't it? Appreciate to your heart's content.
I see. Though I must ask for a small fee for the materials, I'm pleased to say that all your arms and armor may be restored. If you mean to change them in the near future, however, there's no need to hurry. My first repair's complimentary. Here's the coin which you may pay me with when you desire to have work done. Many thanks for your patronage.
Ah, so you do repairs. That's nice. Marn O'Shea's shop is open for business.
Oh, and if you mean to offer your patronage to another, may I suggest XIV, yonder? Judging from your equipment, 'tis plain you're no stranger to battle. I believe XIV will have something to offer you.
Excellent. I will take this advice, thank you. XIV, what can I do for you? XIV's eyes light up at the sight of you.
To have so many men visit us at once. This is a joyous day indeed. If it please you, please give me your patronage. As my patron, I ask that you remove the noxious mushrooms that grow in our cave. Flame spores, they're called. We would tend to them with magics, except they leave behind a harmful ash. We've no choice but to pluck them one at a time. Now, you'll be curious as to what I have to offer. I am a purveyor of wares that will aid you in your travels. In exchange for your fitting payment, I will give you my choicest items.
Fantastic. Let me go find some flame spores and rid you of them. There's one apparently like right in front of me. Maybe it's up top. Way up high. Or just back here. Here we go. 2 more. Maybe up here. No? Well, maybe. Yes. There you hide. What a lovely little village. I kind of wish it had been in the budget for them to make like more than one model or more than one version of these little folks. It's a bit of a shame they all have like the exact same hair, exact same cloak, color, everything. Just because they're so charming. I want to see a wider variety. But there we go. XIV. Task complete.
You've already removed the flame spores. How very quick you are. Oh, but did you perchance search by the western entrance as well? I'm told that more have cropped up in that area.
Oh, more of them. Okay. Consider it done. Ah. There you are. Can't have that. As you pluck the last of the flame spores, you sense a gaze from the entrance. Ah! You! Why are you hiding out here? They're a delight. I wasn't spying on you or anything. I've just finished my task, and I should go and report back. What's the matter? I feel like I've missed a step. Minfilia! That was weird. XIV, the job is done. Again.
Ah, you're returned. Have you dealt with the flame spores by the western entrance as well? Excellent. No more poisonous spores irritating our noses, for a little while at least. Oh dear, I believe I'm getting sentimental. Having a patron again. It reminds me of the old days. Fair every day I would carry my wares to the castle to offer in exchange for men's patronage. Back then, the castle wasn't called Liagier. The Verbertites built it, and they named it Greatest Liked. I wasn't prepared for that one. Caught me off guard. Comments, you guess, to your best ability. It was their last bastion in the struggle against Sin Eaters, and now they're gone. All of them. Nobles and knights and common folk alike. But enough reminiscing. I must give you what you've earned. And if you desire anything else I possess, I would be glad to offer them to you. For a fitting price, of course. Of course.
Nice to meet you. All of you. XIV's shop is now open for business.
Now, will you be offering your patronage to anyone else? If so, would you consider Weed Lad?
Oh yes, I went and said hello already.
They've been under the weather of late, and the chance to perform an honorable task would cheer them up.
This I can... Oh, congrats, Dermot. This I can do. How can I help? Weedlad's ears appear droopy even by Nu Mou standards. Oh dear.
What? You would be my patron. But I can't do anything for you. The Lawless ones took my invisible ink, and without it I can't make my arcade wares. Who are the Lawless ones? They're Nu Mou, like us, except they've turned their backs on our values. Curs without honor they are. They refuse to work, instead spending all their time cavorting and making a nuisance of themselves. It was when I was outside for a walk that they set upon me and robbed me of my possessions, the ink included. I was too weak to resist them. But you, mortal, you look quite strong. Do you think you could take my ink back from those villains? If you do this, I'll consider it your patronage, and by way of my service, I'll make you something very special.
That sounds nice. Excuse me, Dermot, but I couldn't help overhearing. If you mean to undertake this task, will you let me accompany you? I would learn from you, and help in what little way I can. Absolutely. You're welcome to join. Let's hang out. Thank you so much.
The Lawless ones make their lair to the south, inside a cave called Father Collard's Chambers. They took many vials of ink, and I'd be grateful if you could bring back as many as possible.
Well, depending on how into this voice you are either loving or hating this episode. Nowhere in between. Anyway, Menphilia, let's do this. Boy, quite some distance away. Kind of clear across this stretch here. So we've been we entered the area down here. Here's the original sort of pixie village we were hanging out in. Orianje's house somewhere up here. We've kind of looped all the way around. There's the Nu Mou village, and now we've run over. It doesn't really matter, but for those of you who are curious about the space. So, what's the plan? Father Collard's chambers is through here. I peered inside, and sure enough, it was milling with Nu Mou. They looked none too friendly. If Thancred were here, he'd tell me to go about it quietly and quickly. Let us split up. Okay. I'll find all the ink I can and then come back outside. See you shortly, Dermot. Careful. I, too, will try to be sneaky. Oh, Okay, well, at least with the enemy version, we've got a different color going on with the clothing. Don't really know how sneaky I can be. I'm fairly high level for this area and stuff, but not sure I'm so high level that I won't be aggroed. We'll find out. Yoink. Sneak, 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 sneak. I may have failed ninja school, but I am still very small. And that always counts for something with stealth. Sneak, 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 sneak. It's gotta be up here. Yep, here we go. There's 3. All right, let's tiptoe out of here. And made it. Yes. Minfilia. Did you already go back? Did you bail on me? Oh, no, wait. You're still out here. Just some distance away. Wait up, would you?
Oh, thank goodness. There you are. Those Nu Mou were rather frightening. I'm glad you're safe.
I'm glad you're safe too. I see you use daggers. I mean, that's obvious. I too am glad you're safe.
I haven't seen much actual combat, so I was a little nervous, but I'm happy I could help. The Minfilius before me battled Sin Eaters as part of the Yulmoran army. But that had all changed by the time I was found. They held me captive, so that I wouldn't follow in the others' footsteps. I'd still be in my cell now had Thancred not spirited me away. When he found me, I knew nothing of the world. I didn't know how to live, let alone fight. Thancred once told me that if the efforts to summon you failed, it would fall to me to face the Light Wardens. I realized then that it was the only reason he kept me close. As a contingency. The truth is, he can't stand to be around me. Because I'm not her. I'm not his Minfilia.
Oh, so you do know.
Once, we journeyed to Nabatha together, to the place where the Oracle appeared and stayed the flood. As we drew near, I felt as though I was fading away. I shut my eyes and covered my ears, and then... I'm not sure what happened after that. I have a vague feeling that I said something to him. Only it wasn't me at all. It was her. Afterwards, Thancred didn't say a word. Only kept to himself and brooded. There's nothing I can do for him. Nothing I can offer but my presence, though it only reminds him of his loss. She should be the one to live on. That's why I tried to find you, because I knew that was what she wanted. But now that you're here, I'm not entirely sure what it was she intended me to do. Was I meant to tell you something, or bring you to someone, or somewhere? I can feel the answer at the edge of my mind, just out of reach. What is that?
Why? Why did you imprison us? Such boredom, such tedium have we suffered. It is unfair. Unfair. Come and play with us.
It came from the castle. This is everything I have. Please see it delivered to the Nu Mou. I will bear word to Thancred and the others.
Got it. Well, that's a problem for future us. Plenty of time to worry about it later. But I am starting to think that time might be of the essence, so let's... Yeah. Weedlod. Ink.
Mercy, Your Majesty. We had no choice. Please forgive us.
Oh, you guys heard that too, huh?
Oh, it's you. My ink. Were you able to retrieve it?
We were. Words and patterns inscribed using this magical ink cannot be seen by the naked eye.
Yes, this is the ink, and almost all of it, too. When our king spoke to me, my day went from bad to worse. But thanks to you, it's simply bad again.
Well, you're welcome.
What? You had the vision, too? Oh, woe is us. Ordinarily, when a living being turns into a sin-eater, it loses everything about its mind that defined it. However, the king has retained some of their instincts. This manifests in the desire to play and be free. So strong is that desire, it often leaks through the seal to invade our consciousness. For a long time, we've ignored it, but we can't do so forever. But forgive me, I was going to thank you for reuniting me with my ink. You did exactly as I asked, so I'll give you the service I promised. Ahem, nothing up my sleeve, and voila! May it serve you well.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Aetheryte tickets. That's always nice. Well, thank you. Glad to help. Well, things do seem to be picking up a little bit, so maybe we better resume this next time. Thank you all ever so much for watching. I will see you on Wednesday for some more story mode. Take care until then, and goodbye.